Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this session and welcome to the second part of our online event. Hey, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining the second part of our online event, Study in Europe. So if you are now in this session, it is because you have a particular interest in studying in Germany or the Netherlands or both. So you will have the opportunity now to ask all your questions to experts from both countries. And I am pleased to introduce you to our panelist experts that will answer your questions. So from the Netherlands, we have NUFIC representative Florien Snetlache. And from the German side, we have Dr. Rainer Schmidt, Professor of Political Science at the University of Rwanda and DAAD representative in Rwanda. So welcome to everyone. And now a short word for participants. So this session is really for you. So you need to take advantage of it and please ask all the questions you might have about studying in Europe, applying at universities in Europe, funding opportunities, and also student life. Please remember that you have to ask your questions through the chat function. So that is the chat box on the right of your screen. And I will redirect the questions to the panelists. So let me just say that we had over 1,500 registered participants for this second part. And according to our survey, our audience are nearly 3/4 are bachelor students that are interested in knowing more about opportunities for master's degrees and PhDs. And we have also asked Rwandan students what they see as a main challenge. And it resulted overwhelmingly that the issue of funding, tuition, and travel and cost of living is a major issue. But students are also concerned about obtaining a visa, the procedures to apply, and so on. So those are the questions we will be answering today. Oh, I see we have also another representative from the Netherlands here to answer questions. Kevin Ngay, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce the name correctly, from the Netherlands Embassy in Kigali. So first, we'll be watching some short introduction videos on studying in Germany and the Netherlands. And afterwards, you will have the opportunity to ask questions to our panelists.
Hello, a warm welcome to all of you watching this video and attending this little event organized by the European Union. I'm very grateful for them to give me the opportunity to present some ideas on studying in Germany. My name is Rainer Schmidt. I have been in Rwanda for 4 years now, and I'm a professor of political science at the College of Arts and Social Sciences on Huye campus. I'm representing the German Academic Exchange Service, DAD, or DAD as it's sometimes called in Rwanda. And I'm representing with DAD German universities in Rwanda. Our main office is in Germany, in Bonn, and our regional office is in Kenya, in Nairobi. German universities do not only provide quality teaching and quality research, they also have an advantage that they are tuition free, which gives you the problem of covering the living expenses, and for that DAD provides some scholarships. We do not provide them on the bachelor's level, but on master's and PhD level. So if you're looking for scholarships, you find them on various pages and links and websites, and we indicate them on the last slide you find. This is just meant to be an introductory video to guide you to 2 following videos that were done a bit more professionally than my little amateur version I did at home. But what you find is 2 videos and on that you normally find on the study in Germany website. So it provides all information about studying in Germany. The first video you will see following my little introduction is about the German higher education system. It's about 2.5-minute video in English. The rest is second video is how to apply in Germany, how to apply at a German university and for a program to study in Germany. So what you see is 2 following videos, but you can also find a lot of information on websites like dad.de, or the one I indicated from our regional office in Nairobi is dad.or.ke for Kenya. So enjoy the videos, and if you have any questions, send me an email. That is daad.rwanda@gmail.com. My name is Rainer Schmidt, and I wish that you enjoy the event and find the following information helpful.
Many young people from all over the world choose to study in Germany. 12% of all students come from abroad. So let's take a look at the German higher education system. In Germany, it's possible to study just about anything. There are over 18,000 different courses, including more than 1,800 international programs, most of which are conducted in English. With such a large range on offer, everybody finds their chosen subject. Also, when it comes to choosing a university or college, you have many options. There are around 400 state-accredited higher education institutions at around 180 different locations. Universities are strongly research-oriented and offer the widest range of subjects. They teach both theoretical knowledge and methodological expertise. Universities of applied sciences concentrate on the application of scientific knowledge and primarily teach professional practice. The range of subjects is focused on areas such as technology, business, social affairs, and media. Colleges of art and music train budding artists, musicians, directors, actors, and designers. The special artistic talent must be displayed in an entrance examination for these courses. A small number of courses are also offered at other specialized institutes. In Germany, there are public and private higher education institutions. More than 90% of students are enrolled in state-run universities and colleges. With such a vast choice, you're bound to find the course that's right for you. Let's talk about the various degree options. You can do a bachelor's degree, a master's, or gain a doctorate. In certain subjects, there are also other degrees, such as the Staatsexamen. However you decide, a degree from a German higher education institution will increase your chances for the future. The cost of living in Germany is moderate compared with other countries around the world, and there are no tuition fees at most higher education institutions. In Germany, you receive first-class education with degrees that are recognized worldwide, and you are also offered excellent support. Ideal conditions for studying a course that furthers your career, whether in your home country or in Germany. So, what are you waiting for? Discover your international side. Study in Germany.
Für deine Bewerbung um einen Studienplatz an einer deutschen Hochschule gibt es verschiedene Wege. Die Stiftung für Hochschulzulassung, Uni Assist oder die Hochschule. Nun aber eins nach dem anderen. An wen du deine Bewerbung schickst, hängt zunächst einmal davon ab, welches Fach du studieren möchtest. In Deutschland gibt es für einige Fächer mehr Bewerber als Studienplätze. Deshalb haben diese Fächer eine Zulassungsbeschränkung, auch bekannt als Numerus Clausus. Hier heißt es aufgepasst, denn es werden zwei Arten des NCs unterschieden. Erstens Fächer mit zentralem NC, zweitens Fächer mit lokalem NC. Für Fächer mit zentralem NC gilt die Zulassungsbeschränkung deutschlandweit. Bei Fächern mit lokalem NC besteht die Zulassungsbeschränkung nur an einzelnen Hochschulen. Im nächsten Schritt geht es um die Frage, woher du kommst. An dieser Stelle gibt es 3 Möglichkeiten für deine Bewerbung. Die erste trifft auf dich zu, wenn du dich für ein Fach mit zentralem NC bewirbst, deine Hochschulreife in Deutschland oder an einer deutschen Schule im Ausland erworben hast oder aus einem EU-Mitgliedsland, Liechtenstein, Island oder Norwegen kommst. Dann schickst du deine Bewerbung an die Stiftung für Hochschulzulassung. Der zweite Weg trifft auf dich zu, wenn du dich für ein Fach mit zentralem NC bewirbst, keine deutsche Hochschulreife besitzt und aus einem anderen Herkunftsland kommst. In diesem Fall informierst du dich, ob deine Hochschule Mitglied bei Uni Assist ist. Der dritte Weg ist relevant für dich, wenn du dich für ein Fach mit lokalem oder keinem NC entscheidest. Auch dann informierst du dich, ob die Hochschule Mitglied bei Uni Assist ist. Eine Liste der Uni Assist Hochschulen findest du auf www.uni-assist.de. Falls die Hochschule nicht Mitglied bei Uni Assist ist, bewirbst du dich direkt bei der Hochschule. Also, deine Bewerbung geht entweder an die Stiftung für Hochschulzulassung, Uni Assist oder direkt an die Hochschule. Wenn du dir nicht sicher bist, frag im akademischen Auslandsamt der Hochschule deiner Wahl nach, wie die Bewerbung eingereicht werden muss. Aber vor allem erkundige dich frühzeitig nach den Bewerbungsfristen, denn die können von Hochschule zu Hochschule unterschiedlich sein. Wenn du das alles im Auge behältst, dann läuft deine Bewerbung.
Okay, those were the videos for Germany. Now we're going to see the videos for the Netherlands.
Now, in the next presentation, you will hear about opportunities to study in the Netherlands.
Do you want to study in Holland? Of course you want to study in Holland. The next 100 seconds will definitely convince you. All right, let's go. Study in Holland. Every year, many international students undergo the Dutch experience. But what does this mean? What makes studying in Holland so great? Holland is really internationally oriented. I mean, where else would you find students from over 160 different countries? 1 out of 10 students is an international student. Did you know that we have more than 2,100 English talk programs? Pretty good, right? You know what's even better? The quality of our education. You won't find this quality of education at such an affordable rate anywhere else. The open-mindedness of the Dutch people is reflected in the way we educate. It's in the way we teach, the way we interact, in the way we work together. Once you're done studying here, Holland offers a ton of opportunities for entrepreneurs and job seekers. Holland is the home of some of the world's biggest multinationals, such as Philips, Shell, and many more. We even have a special 1-year program for you to get employed called Orientation Year. You can be part of the Holland Alumni Network for everyone who had the Dutch experience. How much time do I have left? What? 30 seconds? Well, that's enough time for some facts. Dutch people are the best non-native English speakers in the world. Holland is also one of the happiest and safest countries, and our education...
They shouldn't stop. This is the best place they could ever be. You know, it's so amazing. I keep saying it, that Netherlands is quite a small country, but the impact they have around the globe is very enormous in terms of capacity building, giving out skills, giving out opportunities to the less privileged. For instance, I can't afford to come to the Netherlands to study. I don't have that fund, but I got that through that platform.
You should never give up. Yeah, because I mean, when you apply for the program, it's not automatic. The first time, 5 years ago, when I applied in 2012, I wasn't selected. You know, they told me I applied late, and they encouraged me in their email. I felt really motivated to never give up. So that the following time, or the subsequent application windows, I was really ready with every document. My employer had also nominated me again. So I realized, okay, this is the time, I'm going to go for it. So I applied and I got it. And then coming back after 5 years, I applied the first time and they gave it to me. So the thing is that you should never give up. And the schools would always write to you and tell you that keep applying as many times as possible, because it doesn't mean that if you don't get it the first time, that is going to be the end of you. You can be considered. I know somebody who got it the third time, fourth time, you know, so it depends. So we should never give up. we should never give up in the application process. We should always keep trying.
My name is Jacqueline Owili. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya, the land of wild safaris. One of the things that made me choose the Netherlands is because that it's one of the major food exporting countries and also producers. I'm happy because I came here because I wanted to learn the Dutch culture, which is the biking culture. In a way, when I came, I didn't know how to ride a bike, but I was able to ride a bike when I came here. Currently, I'm pursuing international development studies at Wageningen University. And this university is known as, it's just been top in the world of agriculture and life sciences. But my major concentration is on sociology for development, whereby women and men are brought on the table to be able to have a gender equality society. In terms of gender studies, it's giving me a perspective whereby it has opened up my mind. I'm being able to reason up, looking at the gaps that are back home in Kenya, whereby there are not equal opportunities for women and men. So I wanted to know how the Netherlands is trying to make their policies that are trying to bring all people at the same level. Well, this is something I can say, it's so dear to me, from the heart. I can say I've seen all the things that women are going through in the society, where the society has been so cruel to them. But currently we are trying to, the society is opening up. So it's given me an open mind to think out of the box on how to bring an inclusive society together. And I'm so grateful for the NUFIC, the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for giving me this opportunity through the Orange Knowledge Program to be able to expand on my knowledge. Definitely, yes, I'm going to make a change. My first thing when I go back to Kenya is about community involvement and creating awareness in the community. Yes, I'm a change maker, yes, and it says that change begins with me before it goes to other people in the society. Yeah, we are the leaders of tomorrow, so yeah, I believe if you empower a woman, you empower the whole nation. That is my mantra.
My name is Roa. I'm a dentist from Sudan. I work in the Federal Ministry of Health in Sudan. I've came here to study public health. I really wanted to come to the Netherlands. I love how it's embracing multiculturalism and how you will always feel like welcomed and accepted in here. And it's one of the best countries in terms of the public health. I love all the chances that I'm getting in here. One of the major problems in Sudan in the health system is healthcare quality. Most of people, they have to pay out of their pocket immediately, and they will end up in catastrophic expenditure, and this will even, we already have a problem with inequity, so it will even increase the inequity in the country. It's really something that is not fair, and I really interested in changing this. Because it pains a lot that when you see like really poor people and they don't have enough chances of getting the treatment that they need. And I think this is a right for every person. My master in here is about health system management and policy. I will be able to get the knowledge, to get the tools, to know how to solve them, what are the best practices. It's always also very nice that I found people from like 19 different countries. I can learn about the best practices in every country, that they have even the same context and they have been through this, they have gone steps on that, and then the knowledge that I get from here that can help me a lot. Well, when I go back to Sudan, I want to be like the first one who put policies for the patient safety and the one who is aiming for their health equity and for having all the rights that they need. There is always hope. As much as we try, as long as we believe in it, there is always hope. And I'm never going to stop fighting for this.
Okay, so now we're going to start with the questions. We've already received some questions. Keep sending them and I will pass them on to our panelists. So the first question we received, so to both of you, is it possible to study nursing? So let's go with Germany first. I see, Rainer, you unmuted yourself.
Okay, yes, thank you. Can you repeat the question? I wasn't, I didn't hear it well.
So someone asked if it's possible to study nursing.
Oh, that's a very good question. There is a transformation in the university programs right now where nursing more and more becomes a university education subject. It used to be a more practical oriented issue, and it's moved more and more to universities. So yes, you will find nursing programs, not as many as you might wish, but you find nursing programs at German universities.
Thank you. And what about the Netherlands?
Well, there are nursing programs as well, and I would really like to refer to our website. We have a slide with the link to a study program database. You can always take a look at the database and to find a study program with regards to nursing or something that you're interested in. Yeah, I'm not sure if you could show the link now or maybe later. It's the PowerPoint presentation. It's just one slide.
I guess if you want to share it now so that people can see the links, we can do that.
Yes, I think, let's see. I can also, so I can just, yes, I think there it is, right?
Yeah.
That's mine.
Well, it's not on this. That's the other one. Well, there's it's just it's the Study in Holland website. If you Google Study in Holland /studies, you have a database, an extensive database with all programs. So I really suggest to take a look on our website.
Okay, thank you. Oh,
yes, there it is. It's the second link.
Okay, we'll show the slides again at the end of the presentation if people want to take notes. So we have another question that has come up a couple of times actually. It's because of COVID, a lot of the graduation has been delayed. And so people are asking if they can already apply now for programs, even if they haven't graduated yet. If they can, when they graduate in a couple of months, can they already apply now to programs? Okay, Rainer, you go first.
Who should answer first? Me?
You can go.
Well, most programs, university programs, and this Uni Assist website allows that you upload material also later after the end of the application. So normally, when the program starts, every document needs to be registered, but not necessarily at the moment of application. So yes, you can hand in documents later, but normally when you finally register for the program, which is normally in the beginning of October at German universities, when you register in October, some programs also start what we call the summer term in April. But the majority of programs start in October. So when you register and are finally sitting at the registration desk, you need to have all the documents ready. But just to repeat the basic message, normally in the application process, not all the documents need to be complete, but you can hand in documents later.
Yes, I know that has been like that for the Netherlands as well last year. But for these kind of like the really specific information, I would also again really suggest to contact the Dutch higher education institution that you would like to study at, because they know much more and they can give so much more information on this and more specific information.
So you mean students should contact the program that they want to apply to specifically?
Yes, so what I said as an answer on the previous question, I referred to the study program database. We have also the contact details of the higher education institutions in this database, and you can just contact the higher education institutions directly to know how COVID affects the application and the application process.
Okay, thank you. Then we have received lots of questions regarding scholarships and funding opportunities. So the main questions we always receive are, what are the requirements? Can anybody apply for a scholarship? Someone asked if they can apply if they already have an advanced degree. And what type of fundings do you have? And where can one find those fundings?
Well, that are a lot of questions at the same time. So the easiest would be if we just show this little slide that I prepared for the end of the presentation. Can you bring that in? And there you see the website dad.de, and there you find scholarships or find funding. And there are many opportunities, much more than I can remember and talk about right now. DAD is, as the German Academic Exchange Service, one of the actors who offers scholarships. I said in my little introductory video that we have no scholarships for the bachelor's level. But other institutions like church-based institutions or political institutions, they very well provide scholarships also on the bachelor's level. On the master's level, it's a bit more complicated. Normally, a Rwandan bachelor qualifies for applying for a scholarship, and in the so-called in-country and in-region projects or programs. You find information for that on the regional office website from Kenya, dad.or.ke, and there you find scholarships in the so-called in-country and in-region programs. A selection of a number of programs in development-related programs is offered. And to receive a DAD scholarship for masters on the master's level with a Rwandan BA is a bit more complicated. On top of your BA, you need professional experience in your specific field. So, example, just a few days ago, someone contacted me who works at a Rwandan construction firm and has a BA from Rwanda and in civil engineering. And that's a perfect combination to apply for a so-called EPOS program, development-related programs in Germany. For these kinds of applicants with a Rwandan BA plus professional experience in this field, there is a variety of about 30 or 40 English-speaking programs where DAD provides scholarships. This brochure can be downloaded from the dad.de website, or which is relevant for all the questions. If you find that you need additional information, send me an email.
Thank you. And on the Netherlands side?
Yes, there are many scholarship opportunities as well. So I won't be able to mention them all, but we always suggest to ask your host institution, as many Dutch institutions have scholarships available. And well, we have some scholarships offered by NAFIC. You can find them on our website. And two of them are, Rwandan students are eligible for two of these scholarships, and one of them is the Orange Knowledge Scholarship, which has been talked about in the videos. And it's a scholarship available for mid-career professionals from about 53 countries. Study areas have to link to selected focus areas in the program. So it could be about security and rule of law, food and nutrition, water, and sexual and reproductive health and rights. It's available for selection of short courses and master programs. And you can find more information about this scholarship on our website. It's you cannot apply on our website, but we refer to the link to apply to this scholarship. You can also go to the database again and to use the filter OKP's qualified yes. And then you can find all institutions that offer the OKP scholarship. And we also have the Holland Scholarship Program. And this one is financed by the Dutch Ministry of Education, Culture and Science, and also by Dutch research universities. It's a scholarship meant for international students from outside the European Economic Area. And yeah, you can again find more information on this on our website. So I'm not sure how specific the information must be, but you can find everything on our website.
Okay, but OKP would be the main funding opportunity.
Yes, I'd suggest to take a look at the OKP scholarship. It's really a really good scholarship, and yeah, I really recommend to take a look at the application procedure.
Someone asked if the OKP was offered this year. Could you confirm if it's still offered? Because a lot of scholarship got cancelled because of COVID.
Well, I know, I think my colleague Marleen is also in here. She knows a bit more about it, but I think it is. So I think she could confirm that. But yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Marleen. I also work for NAFIC from the Netherlands. And yes, indeed, I can confirm that the OKP scholarships are still offered this year as well. So the next one coming up is probably going to open in the beginning of February, and that is going to be for short courses scholarships as well as master scholarships. But an important point to make here, I think, is that the OKP scholarships are only for professionals. So it means that in order to qualify for these kind of scholarships, you need to be a working professional. So it means that you have to be currently employed in order to be eligible for that. So unfortunately, it's not the kind of scholarship that is suitable for current students. So that's an important distinction to make here, I think. And for those kind of scholarships, yeah, so Florine just mentioned, I think the best way to search for them, because there are so many of them. Of course, there's the ones we manage as NAFIC, but there's also other ones that belong to specific institutions, is to go to the Study Finder, the page where you can list all the programs available in the Netherlands that all have a tab that says scholarships, or a link to the program page where you find all the scholarship opportunities available. So I would definitely recommend searching for a program that you like, that you find relevant, and then searching for the scholarships applicable to that, because there's definitely a lot of opportunities available there.
Thank you, Marleen. Actually, we have another question for the Netherlands regarding tuition fees. What are the tuition fees? Are they the same for every program? And what are the tuition fees for international students?
So higher education in the Netherlands is not free, and Dutch students pay tuition fees as well. But the tuition fee for non-EU students is on average slightly cheaper than the US and the UK, but it really varies from program to program. And here again, our database provides a lot of information about the tuition fee. So it varies. So I would suggest again for the specific information about the study program you would like to study, or the university to take a look at the database.
Okay, thank you. And now, again, a common question. When are the deadlines for applying for bachelor's, for master's, and for scholarships? Maybe Rainer, you can answer.
Yes. As I said in my last comment, most of the programs start in October. So keep that in mind. But the application deadlines are, for most scholarships, almost 1 year ahead. So if you look at the list for what Netherlands obviously calls OKP, did I remember that acronym correctly? OKP program, that's what the EPOS program is in Germany. So professionals with BA can apply. That's almost 1 year ahead. So you would apply this September, coming September 21, for starting a program in September or October 22. For the in-country, in-region programs, it's also almost 1 year. So we are running into the application deadlines right now. They are normally in January or February for starting programs in East Africa in September, if the academic year doesn't change COVID related. So we have to consider that the starting of programs, especially in Eastern Africa or in East Africa, Nairobi, Tanzania, etc., might change. But the deadline for application for the in-country, in-region program, where Rwandan students can apply for a scholarship to study in Eastern Africa, in the region, stay in the region, is normally in January or February, depends on the program. And these in-country and region programs is also on the master's and PhD level for these scholarships. So to sum up, the scholarship applications to Germany is most of the time 1 year ahead. So plan well if you want to apply. And for most of the scholarships, it would be this September for starting in October 22. And for the in-region, in-country master's scholarships, the deadline is around January, February, so now actually.
Thank you. And what about the Netherlands?
Well, first of all, the deadline for the numerous fixes programs is the 15th of January, so in 2 days actually. And for all other study programs, the deadline is either 1 May or the 1st of May or the 1st of June, but it really depends on the institution of your choice. So yes, I'd suggest to always check with the institution to really be certain about the deadline. So in general, I would say the 1st of May, but it differs. About the scholarships, I think most the OKP scholarship, the deadline for that is mainly in March, if I'm right, Marlene. If not, correct me. And the Holland scholarship program, for example, the deadline is either the 1st of February or the 1st of May. But again, this depends on the institution of your choice.
Okay, thank you. We received another question regarding the OKP. And that was, other than being a professional, what are the other requirements to be eligible for the OKP?
Yeah, there's a few. It's good to mention that too. Like being a professional is indeed the important one, and being currently employed and thus having the support of your employer for pursuing the study program is combined with that. Another important one is that your, and this is all explained in detail on the website, but I'll mention it here already, is that the study program you want to pursue is in line with the focus for the country you're from, so in this case, Rwanda. And this is all listed on the website, what exactly that is, but there is a content requirement as well, meaning that your study program needs to align with the focus for the country that you are from. So that is the second important one.
Okay, thank you. And then a question again to both countries. What would be the average living costs for studying and having a decent life without a scholarship?
Well, for Germany, we normally calculate something between 850 and 1,000 euros a month as living cost. I mentioned in my little introduction that tuition is free, so you don't have to provide this, but you have to, of course, have some money for living expenses, and that's about 1,000 euros. You see it as a reference point is what you have to set aside to apply for a visa for Europe, and that's, they want to see about 12,000 euros on an account to get back up your visa application. So that's about the calculation, 1,000 euros a month.
Okay, thank you. And in the Netherlands? Marlene, maybe do you know how much the average living cost would be? Or I think
sorry, can you see me again? There I am again. I think my connection has dropped. We estimate the average living costs among, also I think a bit the same like Germany, between 800 and 1,100 euros. An average room in Holland costs between 300 and 600 per month. But this really depends on the city that you live in. For example, Amsterdam is much more expensive than other cities in general. And transportation costs are not so high because you can get around easily, also on a bike, and students have discounts on train tickets. So yeah, I think the average cost maximum would be 1,500 as well.
Okay, thank you. Then we received a question of a participant who was admitted to a German university to a Master of Science program, but that doesn't offer DAAD or scholarship. So would you have any advice on where else to look for scholarships, or yeah, Rainer?
Well, the first address would be look at the DAD.de website, find funding or find scholarships. There is a data bank of organizations of political or church or regional or whatever background. Depends a bit on the program. There are some really tiny opportunities that I'm not aware of, but sometimes it's a regional scholarship. Sometimes it's a scholarship that is where only people from certain programs like doctors or civil engineers or from economics are eligible. I think the best idea would look at the Find Funding website or the Find Funding department and element on the DAD.de website. And there you type in your program, whether it's bachelor's and engineering bachelor's or whatever you have, and then you find funding opportunities. If there are some good opportunities for people who have a church-based background or are engaged in some NGOs for German political party scholarships. But some are also regional-based scholarships.
Okay, thank you. And then we received a question if there are masters in agricultural economics in Germany and the Netherlands.
Yes, there are, of course, agricultural economics. I don't know at which universities, but I guess at a number of places. Also here, just go to the DAD website, type in agricultural economics, and all the programs will be shown. All the universities, all the places and locations will show up where this program exists.
Yes, the same goes for the Netherlands as well. I just typed in agricultural economics in a study program database, and there are 6 programs popping up at Wageningen University, at The Hague Academy, Aris University, in Delft there's one. So I also suggest to use the database to find out.
Thank you. We will now move on to another theme of questions we received a lot regarding the visa requirements. So how does one apply for a visa? What are the requirements to be eligible for visa in Germany and the Netherlands?
Well, here I can only give some general, very broad information. That's a very difficult and an area where I'm not qualified to give any, binding information. So just take that as a general background screen, and not as any legally binding or any in this respect authorized information. So whenever you have a question more specific, please go to the German embassy, send an email to the German embassy, and look at the website of the German embassy and send information there. What I mentioned is that you have one of the major requirements is that you need to prove that you can finance your first year in Germany. So when you apply for a program or you have an admission to a program, you need to show an account of where about 12,000 euros are deposited. This is one of the major requirements to receive a visa. Of course, you need an admission for a German university to apply for a visa if you want to study in Germany. I can assure that everyone who has a DAD scholarship, so where the costs of living are provided, they receive a scholarship. And this is the basic information I can give. Everything that is more specific would have to be discussed with the German embassy.
Thank you. And in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Yes, Kevin could say more about this, I think.
Yes. So in regards to the Netherlands embassy, the first thing is the letter of admission, especially for the OKP program. Once you have that letter of admission from the university where you have been selected. And then secondly is that you need to show proof that you in cases where let's say your particular admission or your cost of living hasn't been catered for, you have to show proof that you can be able to sustain yourself while in the Netherlands, as also one of the key requirements. So basically there's not really much that is required. Basically looking at the letter of admission that is indeed necessary once you receive the scholarship for the OKP program. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the information. So students, if you have any questions regarding visas, best is to go to the German and Dutch embassies that are here in Kigali as well. Yes. We received a question of someone who would like to study nursing as a bachelor's degree and was wondering if there are scholarships for those.
There might be scholarships. Since my organization I'm representing has no bachelor's scholarships, I'm not aware of other opportunities. So not from DAD, not from the German Academic Exchange Service, not because of the nursing subject, but because it's a bachelor's program, and there are no scholarships for bachelors. But there might be other opportunities, and that's what we discussed a few moments ago. So look at the database and type in nursing. Maybe other funding opportunities pop up.
Actually, the same goes for the Netherlands again. We're pretty much alike, I think. But yeah, I would also suggest to go to the database. Well, there are no scholarships offered by NAFIC for nursing, but there might be other sources of funding. So yeah, really suggest to contact higher education institution.
Thank you. And how many students from Rwanda do Germany and Netherlands receive each year? How many apply and how many actually then go to Germany or the Netherlands?
Well, to Germany, I cannot give you the number of applications. What we have is about 130 students, or I should say 130 Rwandans right now receiving scholarships from DAD in Germany, and those are in various programs, most of them on PhD or master's level. But there might be others in Germany, other Rwandans financed based on other funding opportunities. But right now, from DAD on master's and PhD level, we have about 130 Rwandans. But I cannot give you the number of applications. For those who are interested in on PhD level, the PhD program receives about 80 applications each year, and 15 are admitted. But that's not only for Rwandans, but for all East African applications. So the ratio is about 1 to 5, 1 to 4, 1 to 5. 1 out of 5 applicants will receive a scholarship.
Okay, thank you. And what about the Netherlands?
Well, I don't have the data for this ready, but yeah, the NAFIC offers a lot of facts and figures. So I'd recommend to Google and to take a look at the facts and figures offered by NAFIC. They have a lot of information, and they have it in statistics. And I cannot say anything about this now.
Okay, then it's possible to check it online. Now questions regarding language. Is it possible to study and live in Germany and the Netherlands when one does not speak any German or Dutch? And are there platforms you can recommend where students can start learning those languages?
Platforms, that's a tricky question. I would say it's no fun to study in Germany without German, but it's technically possible. There are programs that are run in English, and many Germans, younger Germans, speak English. But if you go into a bakery and try to get some bread with English, it might be very boring. So I would recommend that people start to learn German, but it's not obligatory for the studies, and you don't need to have a German certificate to get an admission to an English-speaking program at a German university. But the fun level of studying in Germany and living in Germany increases with your amount of German. Platforms, well, the most interesting platform in quotation marks is the Goethe Institute in Kigali, where you can learn German. And I would guide you to that place. Also, if you don't want to participate in a language course. The Goethe Institute is in Kiovu. Look it up if you don't know the address. It's also on Facebook. And there you will find people who help you also to find alternatives if you don't have the money, because unfortunately these language courses at the Goethe Institute are not free. But for the A1 level or A2 level, it might be also possible to use YouTube videos or other opportunities, or the library of the Goethe Institute. So I personally know someone, a student of mine, who learned, who finally passed the A1, the first certificate, the first certificate, language certificate you can pass, just based on YouTube videos and watching German movies.
Thank you for the advice. And in the Netherlands?
Yes, well, you'll survive without speaking Dutch in the Netherlands, because lots of Dutch people speak English, and you're able to communicate in English. We do have an entire page about start learning Dutch on the Study in Holland website. We have some tips about where to start learning Dutch, study programs in Dutch, advanced Dutch courses, and we also have the other useful links and apps, which are DutchReview.com. I think it's just news in Dutch. Duolingo is an app to you can learn more languages through this app, but you can also start with the basics of Dutch. And I am expert, DutchGrammar.com. LearnDutch.org. So there are many tips and advices on our website to start learning Dutch. And although it might not be the prettiest language, I really like it, and I would recommend to start learning Dutch here.
That is a wonderful language.
Well, some say and others don't. But yeah, I'd suggest you to go to our website, Study in Holland, and then go to Life in Holland. You'll find more information about how to start learning Dutch.
Great, thank you. The Netherlands, University, there are available language courses for international students.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
We had a technical problem.
Oh, sorry. I was asking, a student asked how multicultural the universities are in Germany and in the Netherlands, and if the universities there provide international students with language courses when they arrive.
Mm-hmm. Both, yes. With an admission, you have also the admission to language courses, free language courses, normally on the A1 or in some also for the A2 level, depends a bit on the university and the network. The larger the university becomes, the more multicultural it gets. So if you go into the larger university cities like Berlin or Hamburg or Munich, you have a multicultural and multilingual environment in which you certainly find also whatever you please, and people from all over the world. Normally, the average, to my knowledge, of foreign students at a German university is about 20%. So every fifth student comes outside of Germany. And yes, language courses are provided, and especially, of course, if you have a scholarship, even if you have an English-speaking program, you will normally, with a scholarship from DAD, you will have a 6 months language course.
Okay, thank you very much. And in the Netherlands?
Well, you can always, when starting a study in the Netherlands, go to the international office and ask for the opportunities to take Dutch classes at the university. You can also apply for some universities for a language buddy, to have another student to talk with and to communicate with in Dutch. And there are, about the cultural aspects in universities, there are cultural students associations, and in general, I would say also the bigger universities in the Netherlands are very multicultural, and I think there are a lot of international students at the bigger universities in the Netherlands.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. And then a question we also received quite a couple of times was regarding the English tests, if any English tests are required, and if they're also required for students who studied in English during their bachelor's.
Yeah, that is a common question. Well, most of the programs will tell the applicants exactly what they need. And so if it says a TOEFL or one of the other English language tests, and normally not only the TOEFL test, but a certain score in the TOEFL test, there is no way around it. So that cannot be substituted. So normally the programs and the admission process will indicate, can you substitute a TOEFL or a certain TOEFL score with an English language degree, or a degree that was acquired in English language. But it depends on the program and the admission process in the program. If they tell you a TOEFL test that's say 85 of 120, then there's no way around it. But the individual program, the specific program will tell the applicants what they need and how, whether it can potentially be substituted.
The same goes for the Netherlands again. It depends on the institution, but there are two English tests that are accepted, and those are the IELTS and the TOEFL. And you will need at least result of a 6.0 at the IELTS, I think, but some other programs may require a bit a higher result. And for the TOEFL, I think it's 80, but I would also suggest to check with the institution and to really check out what you need to do and what tests you need to do, or and what score you need to obtain.
Okay, thank you. I guess the next question is a bit related to the visa as well, but maybe you can answer. Will international students be able to work during their studies?
Normally not. Normally you don't get a work permit. But I would not go further than that, than say in general not. Those are regulations I'm not very familiar with, and they might also differ from where exactly you come from and what your personal situation is. So I would say in general, don't expect to cover your expenses with working. It's probably not possible.
Okay, thank you. And in the Netherlands?
I would say it is possible to work. However, you can only work if you have a work permit, and you can either work for a maximum of 16 hours a week during the year, or full-time during the months of June, July, and August. Correct me if I'm not right, Kevin, but I think that's the information I could give you.
Yeah, that's certainly right on point. You definitely need to have a work permit, and the hours that you mentioned is indeed the case. But a work permit is something indeed that's that's very important to have. But on the basis of your scholarship, you can't just automatically go and seek to get some employment in the Netherlands based on the visa that we've issued you for you to go study. So a work permit has to be sought once you are in the Netherlands.
And following up on that, once you've graduated from a university in Germany or the Netherlands, can you work there as well? Is it easier for the visa applications or so on?
Sure. With I would, in this respect, I would also like to guide you to the website of the German embassy. You will find a list of job offers or areas in which Germany has a need for qualified professionals, and whether you have your degree from Germany then after studying in Germany, or whether you bring your degree from Rwanda, is pretty indifferent. You can get a work permit, not a general work permit, but you can apply for certain jobs in areas where Germany defined a need that cannot be covered by local professionals. So look at the website of the German embassy and you find a list of work opportunities.
Thank you. And in the Netherlands, what are the...
Yes, well, you could apply for orientation year permit after your studies. The IND, the website of IND offers more information about this. Yeah, you can also find out more about the special resident permit scheme online, and also again on our website, Study in Holland / after your studies, and then work after your studies. So you can read more about it there.
Okay, thank you. And then I guess the last question of this Q&A would be, do you have any tips regarding applying for programs in Germany and the Netherlands, and for applying for scholarships as well?
Prepare your stay or your application way ahead of time. Sometimes it might be more than a year that you need to have all the material together for a complete application. Learn German. It increases your happiness in Germany if you are successful. Go to the Goethe Institute and get inspirations from there. It also increases your chances to get a scholarship in Germany when you successfully applied for a job in Rwanda. So don't see that as an alternative. Rwandan professionals might want to qualify in Germany and come back to Rwanda with a degree from Germany. So don't see studying and working as an alternative. You can work, and if your last degree is not older than 6 years, so you have 6 years, can have 6 years of professional experience, and that will increase your chances for a scholarship. So don't see that as an alternative, studying or working. For the working professionals to listen, under certain circumstances, as I said, normally the last degree cannot be older than 6 years. You can apply for scholarships, also for an additional degree, be it that you have a master's and want to make your PhD, or that you have a bachelor's and want to make your master's. So, and then as I found these videos, I think I have to talk to the marketing people at the DAD, because I thought that your Netherlands videos were much better than ours from Germany. So as one of the obviously successful applicants to the Netherlands said, keep on going, and don't hesitate to apply once, twice, 3 times, 5 times. Yeah, those are my advices.
Thank you. Good advice.
Yes, I would also say to apply on time and to make sure to follow all the steps and submit a complete application. That's most important, I think. Also, as mentioned in the videos, don't give up and keep submitting, even if it don't work for the first time. Don't give up. Also, we have our Instagram page, and every week another international student takes over this Instagram page. We share tips about applying and other tips about studying in Holland. So if you really would like to receive more tips from international students in the Netherlands, I would recommend to go to our socials from Study in Holland. Also on Facebook, we share a lot of tips. Yes, that's about it, I think.
Okay, thank you. We just received another questions regarding Erasmus Mundus, so that's not exactly our session. But for Erasmus Mundus, there are programs in Germany and the Netherlands together. So it's possible to apply for those, but you can find those links on our Facebook page, but also on Erasmus Mundus. If you Google that, and you will find all the programs, and some of them have shared ones between Germany and the Netherlands. Could we just quickly show the slides for the important links so that everybody can take notes of them, because we received so many questions for those. Yeah. Okay, Rainer, can you just quickly
Sure.
Yeah.
So the first is just, that's where I took my 2 choices from. You find some more, much more information on this study-in-Germany website. Videos, slides, addresses, etc. You find everything you need. Also about the application process, which depends a bit on the degree you want to get and the program you choose. The second is dad.rwanda@gmail.com is my email address. So if you find anything interesting and did not get sufficient answers, please feel free to send an email to my address, to this one. The third is the DAD website in Germany, where I especially pointed out the databases for funding and for programs. This is the third one, dad.de, especially useful when you want to find programs, places. We had these questions to nursing, so you type in nursing, bachelor, and it will spit out universities that offer programs in nursing in Germany. Also find funding on this third bullet point. And the last is the website of our regional office, which is the DAD regional office in Nairobi in Kenya. And I mentioned this last website in reference to the in-country and in-region program. Probably the most surprising program, because it provides DAD funding without going to Germany or knowing German. So you can study in English language programs in Eastern Africa and receive a DAD scholarship. That might be a bit of a surprise for some of our listeners in the audience. So take a look at this last website, especially if you cannot afford to go to Germany or for other reasons want to stay in the region but want to benefit from a DAD scholarship. The last address is especially helpful.
Thank you very much. And can we blend in the links to the websites for studying in the Netherlands. Yeah. And Florine, can you quickly go over them again, please?
Yes, sure. Thank you. So the first link is the link I referred to a lot of times during this session. There's a lot of information about Dutch education, the study programs, the scholarship opportunities, finances, visa, and cost of living on this website, as well as as I mentioned, studying Dutch. I think, many more. Just living in the Netherlands. There's so much information there, so I'd really recommend to go to this website and to find out. Also, the second link is the database, which I referred to also a couple of times. This is the database where you can also type in the program and filter on scholarships. If it's a bachelor or master program you're interested in, you can see all institutions, and you can also find the contact details of all institutions. And all the programs in this database are taught in English. So yes, I'd also suggest to go there and to find out more specific information about the study program you might be interested in. And also that, yes, I would suggest to go to our socials, to go to the Instagram page and the Facebook page.
Great, thank you very much. And for our listeners, we recorded all that session. We'll be posting it on Facebook, so you will be able to rewatch it, and we will post all those links as well, so you have access to them. Okay, this concludes now our Q&A session. So thank you very much to Florine, Rainer, Marlene, and Kevin, who were here today and took the time to answer all our questions. I hope it was helpful, and I think I speak for everyone if I say good luck with your applications, and we hope you will be able to study in Germany and the Netherlands. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.